As people grow up, they develop what's called comfort zones, which is a coping behavior so that they can continue to live a normal life within the context of what's going on around them. They may live in a country where there's war and things like that, or more often in the Western world, there's generally the news where everybody is arguing. The whole society is about conflict, and people withdraw into their own comfort zones. Now, for Corben to progress, of course, he needs comfort zones for his own mental health. But also, he has a habit of being in the background all the time, despite how good he is. So I'm going to push Corben out of the mental shadows where he is comfortable. This is necessary to make him realize his own special qualities and grow his self-confidence. Once he fully appreciates just how good he is, especially compared to other people he respects, then he will gain in self-confidence, which is one of his main goals. This process of shifting your comfort zones and widening them out so that you can develop new behaviors has to be done slowly, carefully, and gently. Now, you are going to be in charge of it, so you are going to have to decide just what aspects of your behavior you're happy and ready to start experimenting with.
But do you do live gigs?
Yeah, all the time.
Do you have a role in bringing a group together and getting it to the right place in the right way?
Yeah,
absolutely. Do you help?
Without being arrogant, that's 100% my job.
Yeah. Would you say you do that more than the other members of the band?
I am the only one that does it.
Okay, yeah. So that makes you the leader.
In the sense of behind the scenes, then yes, I am. But on the stage, if people watched it, if you came to one of our gigs and you only saw our 45-minute set, you'd say, that man's the leader. And after the set, people always come up to the front man and hand him their email and say, we like that, come and play music for us. And he just gives it straight to me. And it becomes apparent that I will be doing the organising.
Okay. But I want to come back to leadership styles. Okay, I'm actually going to come back to that. And we'll probably do that immediately after your intro.
Yes.
And then we'll also, I know. I got a clock up there as well, 3 minutes. It's cool. 5 after 3.
We've got ages. We've got like 50 minutes, 55 minutes. So.
Ages?
Yeah. That is ages.
It is. In qualitative terms, not quantitative, but it'll do.
I specified.
It's a feeling.
I specified.
I feel I've got lots of time.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So,
let me try.
Would you say part of the style of what that chap's got is energy?
You will have seen earlier from Corben's introduction that he keeps his energy hidden, his physical and his mental energy. He's so good at this that it is all too easy to underestimate him as just a nice guy, but not particularly good at anything, maybe a shy person. In reality, he has almost unlimited energy, and by showing just a bit more of it to people, they would see him in a new light, and their positive appreciation of him would help him build his self-confidence. But he owns that challenge because it's due to his behavior that they don't really appreciate him. Now, you can think about yourself in this context. Do people misjudge you? And if they do, why? Write down a few things about things you think you are being misjudged on, because nearly everybody is misjudged in one way or another. And unfortunately, that is your challenge. They won't change their mind unless you do something about it.
Do you feel he projects well?
Yeah.
Does he get his message across well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. He does it through music. But do you feel there's authenticity in what he sings? Or is it just a cover of somebody else?
Do I believe what he's saying about him?
Do you feel he's engaged with the meaning of what he's saying?
I've never really... I have thought about it, but yeah, I think I do.
So when he says me and all my friends,
yeah,
me and all my friends, do you feel he feels that? Or do you think he thinks these words are silly?
Well, I think he wrote them, so I doubt he thinks they're silly.
Oh, great.
But I think there are some tracks which I know he, I think on that album, maybe it's not that one, he does covers of other people's songs. Okay. I don't think he feels the words that other people have written, but I think all the words that he has written, or his own lyrics, he does feel when he sings them.
Even though it's a cover, maybe he feels he wants to cover it.
Because he feels it.
Because he identifies with the words.
Possibly, yeah.
And he can bring his own piece of meaning to those words.
In terms of presentation, if I didn't think about it, I'd say yes. When John Mayer sings those words to me, I feel like he is the one that means them.
Okay.
He's not just singing, he's not just reading a random thing that someone else has written. He means it, yes.
So those are very important words. He means it.
Yes. Okay. I suppose it's presentation, isn't it?
I don't know. Presentation is a word that has become rather debased because of a lot of it has artificial connotations in NLP terms. Mm-hmm.
Remember, Corben wants to learn how to get control of his own life. This means he has to be able to project his thoughts and his feelings in a positive and especially interesting way so that people are happy to help him. The most effective way to interest people is to let them see and hear the real you. It's called being authentic. All the best performers do this, and Corben needs to wake up to how he too can do this by developing the soft skills of presence and projection. Yes, hiding is not always the best thing to do.
I mean, good presentation, if it's authentic, if it's done with feeling, if it's done from the heart, then that's good presentation. So you're going to do an intro to this. We're doing these sessions. You're not just doing them to indulge me, are you?
No, not at all. I wouldn't have listened to all of those things and watched as many videos and read the books that I have done if I was only doing this to indulge you. I am honestly wanting to improve. I'm excited to come and learn. So
when you do this intro, I want you to bring some of that feeling of your true passion and desire
across
to learn, to equip yourself, to be ready, to accept that you're not a schoolboy anymore. You're not being marked by some 30 grand a year teacher. You're engaging with life. And you know you're going to have to engage with life. So you're going to have to, if you're going to be successful, which you can be.
Which I'd like to be.
Yeah. And there's absolutely no reason you won't be. I can't assume you will be successful, but I'm trying to help you be successful. And there are no fundamental reasons why you should not be very successful. And actually, you're much, much more equipped and much better positioned than you realize you are. And I can tell you that from having read your CV, because you sent me your CV.
I did indeed.
And you sent me your website. All right?
Yeah, they were my music-y, theatre-based ones, weren't they?
Yeah, but if later on, maybe not now, we revisit your website, and especially your CV, we're going to find a lot of maybes in there.
Are there?
It's not the actual word maybe, but
because I'd like to eradicate those. Or,
address them.
So
eradicate whatever. Yeah, you don't actually use the word maybe, but you
position myself as kind of like it's a matter that could go either way.
You position yourself as a schoolboy, and your idea of your CV and your website is you've got to stop positioning yourself as a schoolboy.
My mum did read it and say, "You sound very young, but I can't put my finger on why."
Okay, I can.
Yeah.
And very soon we can.
In business coaching, this is called a challenge point. In meta-language terms, it suggests you are failing, which in itself is very destructive. So it is essential to emphasize immediately that there is a clear solution, and with simple change of behavior or attitude, the pain point can be resolved. Telling people they are failing, e.g. bad marks in an exam, for example, without telling them something quick and easy they can do, is why some schools and universities can actually demotivate their students. All but the most resilient of learners become discouraged. Now, you own that problem, because that's going to go on happening in schools and universities, but there is absolutely no need for it to impact you. Just accept that is the way things are at the moment until society appreciates the importance of emotional intelligence, social intelligence, applied functional intelligence, and positions it in the context of the academic teaching, which they're so keen to provide you. So you do own it, but there's a heck of a lot you can do about it, and it's great that you are watching this Get the Job You Want and Interview Ninja courses from the Institute of Practical Learning, because it is a solution in the modern world to help you rise above what is actually going on. This has been a long session, so get your life book out now and make some notes, because we've covered some really useful practical ground. And good luck.